Savannah Finch landed a 90K role in just 45 days with no college degree, coming from Canada, and with a fashion designer background. Let's get into it. Life before tech sales. So, what exactly were you doing, and why was that not really like a good fit long term for you?
Yeah. So I moved to Toronto and I knew immediately I wanted to become a fashion stylist. I did it for about 4 years. And even a year in, I knew that I wanted to still pursue it, but I knew that long term, I don't think it would have worked out with the goals that I had for myself because I saw that the growth potential was completely capped. And especially like financially, I knew that if I stayed in Toronto and I wanted to continue with this career, it just wasn't going to work out for me. And I wasn't going to make the money that I wanted to. So
Okay.
I kind of stuck in that role for a little bit and I just didn't know where to turn. I was like, where am I going to go from here? I um, went to Ryerson and I didn't complete my degree. So I didn't, there weren't too many options out there for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it this or like, I really didn't know where else to go.
Wow. So you were
Um,
kind of all in on fashion then at that
oh
point.
yeah.
Like didn't
Yeah. That
finish degree, all in on fashion.
Yeah, yeah, I got a position at an agency when I was still in school, and
Mm.
so me being kind of young and I guess silly, I was like, "Oh, okay, perfect. I already have a job, so I'll do a short-term withdrawal, and then if I want to go back, I can." But I stuck it out in fashion because I was so determined. But then I did realize, like, oh no, I don't think I want to do this forever. So then I
Yeah.
got kind of put in a spot where I was like, what else is out there
Mm.
for me? What else can I do? And then a couple people were like, "Oh, you should be in sales," but I also didn't know how to break into sales. So
Yeah.
um, that's where I
What
found you.
Yeah, what was your exposure to tech sales then? Like, was it, "Hey, you should be in tech sales," or was it like, "You'd be great in sales," very broad and vague?
In the beginning, it was all like, "You'd be great in sales."
Okay.
And then
Did you
my
believe that, by the way, or did that freak you out?
um, I believed it, but I kinda just believed it because I thought it would be like a personality hire type
Yeah.
of thing. Like, I didn't think too much into it. I thought it was kind of just more so a compliment of how I can get along with people well and that kind of
I
thing. So
gotcha.
I believed it to a certain extent, but I don't think that I ever actually believed that it would become my reality. I just
Mm,
thought it was kinda like, "Oh, you'd be great at this. Oh, thanks." Like, didn't think I'd actually try to get into it. Um, and then one of my friends, her brother, is a BDR manager at Skydio,
mhm.
which one of our mutuals, Mike Maluski,
We love Mike.
he's awesome. And
Yeah.
so he was like, "You gotta," sorry, I'm gonna close my window here.
Yeah, you're good.
You gotta talk to Jack because he has the best program and it will pretty much like jet set the beginning of your career.
Mm.
Um, and so yeah, then here I am.
Yeah, here we are, like, 45 days later,
Yeah,
just
like
like that.
I truly cannot believe it.
Oh my goodness. So for you, obviously, you trust Mike's word, right? And
Yeah,
his word means a lot. So I
yeah.
appreciate that. So was there like hesitancy on your side of, do I really want to do this? Was there any like fear or uncertainty or doubt? Like, go back 45 days ago to you taking this step. Like, what was that like mentally?
Yeah, so 45 days ago, I was not in a good spot financially. I think my biggest worry about starting this course was everything had having to do with the financial aspect of it.
Mhm.
And I was kind of thinking to myself, am I going to be able to do this on my own? Like, can I do this on my own without having to spend the money and invest in myself? And looking back, I'm now like, thank God everyone said to me, do it. Because
Mm.
if I did this on my own, it probably I would not be having don't think I would have a job right now. And I think that it would just take me unbelievably much longer. And I also think that everything that I learned throughout the course, I I wouldn't have been able to succeed in my interviews like I did and go in with the confidence that I did because I had zero confidence, zero money, and like zero idea of where to go. And it pretty much lit up a path for me to go on. And it obviously was a very difficult process,
Mhm.
but it was. I felt like my hand was being held the whole time. Like I wasn't, if I fell off, I got back on right away, and it wouldn't have been as easy to do that if I didn't have you in this course that you've built, because honestly it was the reason why I think I stuck it through. And I'm going on a tangent here. I'm losing.
No, no, you're good.
Train of
We're just talking about like basically for you, you were considering doing it on your own,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
the revelation of like, wow, that would have been a very different path, and we wouldn't be here
totally.
in 45 days.
Yeah. And I think making the jump financially, it was worth it. Like in its entirety, it was completely worth it. Because the place that I am in now, I honestly would pay any money to get here.
Mm,
Really. Like it was the best investment that I made for myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's on the fence then? Because I talk to a lot of people who aren't really happy in their career, they don't think it's long term, and usually it's related to finances. So usually finances are like, man, I'm already squeezed right now. I don't understand how I'm going to be able to invest in myself and make a jump like this. And that's a big reason people get kind of stuck on the fence. They're like, I think I want to do this, but it's a really like big risk. It's scary, and they have to make that jump. What would you tell that person who's on the fence?
I would say, of course, it's easy to say this on this side because like I watched all of these videos before too, and I was still like, I don't know. It's easy to say this while you're on the other side, but I was terrified. I was so broke and like still am a little bit. I haven't started the job yet, but like, um, like I was in a bad spot myself, so I completely understand. But you can either change it in 45 days, you can change your present in 45 days, or you can change it in a year, or however long it would actually take without the course. It speeds up the process of finding an awesome job, and you'll be able to live a much easier life much faster.
Mm,
Um, so I truly believe that it's an investment that's completely worth it. I've never taken a coaching course before. I've never had mentors. This is completely new to me. So the jump was pretty extensive, and I did it. And I think you just do have to take that leap of faith, and pretty much day one you feel secure in your decision
mm,
because all the information, all the how much I learned so fast, it was so worth it.
mm,
I literally would not have been able to go into interviews feeling confident. Um, and there has to be emphasis on that. I would not have been able to succeed whatsoever in those interviews because I think knowledge is power, and you provided a course that was so extensive. It had everything that you ever need to know, and it even started with like the small things that I was like scared to ask people of like, oh, what's the definition of this? Like, what does this abbreviation mean? Everything was in there. And so I felt like a pro from the jump.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback too on, it being a good experience. And I think something that maybe you can speak to a little bit is the effort required, because what I don't want people to hear when they watch these videos is like, oh, it's a magic pill. And if I take the pill, then, a month later I have a great job. It's freaking hard, man. Like the grind, and it's a day in, day out. There's rejection, there's obstacles, it's learning new skills, it's learning how to even like be on video and like yourself on video and hear yourself talk, and how to cold call. Like it's a lot. So can you speak to like a little bit of like maybe some of the growth areas, or maybe the hoops you had to grow through as you developed in this process?
Yeah, so I was a fashion stylist. I didn't do a lot of like Zoom calls, or I honestly like not even a lot of interviews. I've never been in a corporate office. Like I am completely out of this world, so I was like downright terrified and I just felt like I had imposter syndrome, didn't know what I was doing. And I think the biggest piece of advice I could give now being on the other side is you are going to get shot down. Like I had a dream company that I interviewed for and I made it to the very end. And it was a pretty harsh interview process. Um, and I thought I had it, and I by the very end they chose another candidate, and it totally crushed me, and was like calling my mom being like, I honestly don't know if I can do this anymore. Like
Mm,
the constant rejection, it's a lot of work. I like postponed, I know not many people can do this, but I was able to postpone my job so I could completely focus on this. Um, Outbounding, prepping for interviews, learning about each company, staying organized. It's a lot to have on your plate. A lot more than I even thought. You can say, oh yeah, I'm going to work really hard. And then you actually have to do it. And it's like, oh my
mm,
God, you really have to have self-discipline. And I was shot down hard a couple times and it completely broke me.
yeah.
Um, like 1000%. I wanted to give up 100%.
Yeah.
I couldn't find like I don't know. I can't even find the words to even describe how low I was at that point. And
Mm,
this is what 20-ish days ago or whatever it was, and now I feel like on top of the world. So, um, I was shot down, and then you kind of just find a way to just push through to the next one. And I will say, you this is why the course and you is so important because if I was doing it alone, it would be a lot harder to get back up after those.
mm,
Um, and you are there one on one 24 hours a day, which is so lovely because, when I told you that I like didn't get Webflow, you weren't like, I guess you weren't letting me stay low. You dragged me out of my hole and
mhm,
basically said, on to the next. You
mhm,
can do this. And like it just wasn't meant for you. And that's exactly what I needed to hear. And you move on, and the next thing you know, like a week later, week and a half later, I got Snowflake. So
mm.
um yeah, it's wild if you feel bipolar and you feel like a freak, but then next thing you know, you're like, oh, okay, never mind, it was all worth it. But
It's
yeah,
so
completely
real. It's
oil.
so real. Like
Yeah.
those in sales and anyone who's watching this that's like new to sales, be warned, like the highs are really high. They feel
Mhm.
amazing and the lows are really, really low. And it's a
Yes.
very emotional job, but you learn how to be grounded and you learn how to be just resilient to where, Savannah, that first rejection, like that really stung. But now once you get like punched in the mouth once, you're like, okay, I can do this. I'm fine. And
Hmm.
now when you're an SDR at Snowflake, you're gonna get rejected, but you're gonna be like, wait, I overcame that rejection. This is nothing. I'm going to keep going because I know if I work hard and I'm consistent, it's going to succeed. And
Hmm.
so you almost have to there's other boot camps and programs out there that help people get into tech sales, but they literally just line you up with interviews. They don't actually teach you how to be an SDR. They don't teach you like the mindset. You have to go through some of the rejection to really develop that like thick skin that's going to help you in the role.
I think that's a great point. Is it this course built your armor that you need to have going in. And I'm honestly telling like whoever is watching, once you go through the rejection in this process, you simply put can handle rejections over like cold calls and whatever.
Yeah.
This is pretty hardcore because it really, um, you're interviewing as yourself, so it feels like a rejection of who you are.
Mm,
So this process builds up your self-confidence and your resilience and just motivation to get to that goal. And then once you have it, you're like, oh wow, I can do this.
mm.
So it's builds your confidence to the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you personally most proud of accomplishing or growing in outside of landing the role? Like that's an incredible accomplishment on its own. But outside of that, through this process, personally, what is that like? Wow, I'm really proud I did this or grateful.
Uh, hmm. I'd say I'm proud of how courageous I've been throughout this entire process. Um, I think I've always kind of said to myself that I'm like, I'll do it all. Like I am courageous, but like once you actually apply that and you really give that a go, it's just everything is so much easier said than done. And then once I actually showed myself that I can be a fashion stylist, but I can also go into tech sales, like that is I can't even believe that I've made such a jump. Because it is terrifying. If you've never done it before, like it sounds really scary. And I've doubted myself a lot throughout my life. And I think it kind of just showed me like I'm pretty cool and like I can do it. So I don't know. It just makes you I think I've grown so much in this process as a person more than I thought I would.
Mhm.
You think that you're like, signing up for this course and you're just here to get a job, but really it's been a mindset shift. It's made me grow as a person. I literally feel like a different person than I was 2 months ago. And it may sound dramatic to an outsider, but truly, once you're in it and you do it, you're like, whoa, that was what a ride. And it
Yeah.
builds so many traits that you didn't even um, know that you had.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
true. Because the reality is, if you had those traits and you had the right mindsets, the right beliefs, the right skill set, you would already be in the job, right?
totally.
So, like, it is an evolution. Every single client I've worked with, it's an evolution. It's never just been like, oh, let me drag and drop you into this industry. It's like, no, you have to become someone and
Yes.
grow and learn. And I mean, for you, I remember you came in a little wide-eyed. You're like, I don't really know like what I'm doing. I don't really know what this tech sales thing is, but
Yeah.
people told me I'm going to be good at it. I trust Mike and you're here to help me. Let's do it. But
Yeah.
it's that let's do it mindset. That's all we need. Like,
Mhm.
even as an SDR leader, that's all I need from my SDRs. I don't expect perfection. I don't expect them to know everything. They're new, but I can't teach you how to have that let's go do it attitude. But if
Yeah.
you do, if you come with that, that's all I need to start molding and shaping and helping you find that path. And again, shout out to you for not giving up. Like, I know what that pressure feels like. Like, when I stepped out to start this business, we didn't have a lot of money in our bank, and I invested over 26K into business coaching. Terrifying,
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
And you're not seeing results right away, and you're like, what did I do? Did I waste my money? All of it. And then you start to become someone else and you start to grow, and you're like, wait, I can put in hard work. I can be disciplined. This will pay off. And then you see the fruits, and now you're on the other side.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Massive.
like I think another big thing is when you do experience the failure, and I wish I was telling myself this before, but when because it's hard to explain this to yourself while you're in it, but obviously from a bird's eye view, it's now easier to have this idea. But when you are experiencing the failure, don't think of all the things that you're doing wrong because you're not going to grow. Think of what you did right. Think of things that you can improve on, but don't shatter yourself. Don't be mean to yourself throughout the process. You have to handle it with a little bit of grace, and that's what will also help you move along throughout the process because it is easy to get beaten down, like way easier than you think. So yeah, I just like perseverance, but also just have some grace and like you're I think doing the best you can. And I was really hard on myself, so I think that's something I would go back and change a little bit is like have some grace and like treat yourself with be nice to yourself because it's like a difficult process. And um if a company doesn't want you, then as like Jack said to me the entire process, there's so many more out there, and it's not necessarily you, but let's find out the things that we can tweak and change. If there's something that you're saying that's wrong or like tonality or um anything like like this will walk you through everything without you being too hard on yourself because it's
Mm.
not who you are as a person. It's new. So new things are hard.
I'm gonna force you to rewatch everything you just said in about 8 weeks when you're onboarding as an SDR and you're questioning everything.
Oh my God, yeah, so true.
Because, yeah, everything you just said is so true, but keep it in view because you will go through more imposter syndrome. You will go through, like, the first time I became an SDR manager, I was like, why am I here? I don't know anything like this. So it's part of the gig, but that's why it's important to surround yourself with people that know and care about you. So,
Yes.
all right, cool. Well, last question I have for you. What advice do you have for other people? Because the people listening to this podcast are trying to break into tech sales. What advice would you give them?
Ooh. I would say biggest piece of advice is Hmm. Let me think.
There's a lot. There's a lot
No,
that
I'm
goes
like,
into
I
this
don't know
process.
which one to choose. Like, whoa. I'd say so someone getting into tech sales or someone new who wants to.
Yeah.
I would say go into this so willing to learn and be so humble and just know that it's okay to start something that you know nothing of, and you will have imposter syndrome, and you're going to question yourself a lot, but as I said before, just kind of take it easy on yourself. Have a good regimen and be strict and have discipline, but that doesn't mean you have to be harsh on yourself. So like go in, work super hard, and I think meet a bunch of people, network, uh, learn as much as you can from coaching, mentoring, SDRs at a company you want to work for. I don't know, just be open to learning from everyone around you. And I think that's where you'll succeed the most is just being open and honest and ready to hit the ground running. And I think the best mindset to go into this is just, what is it? It is just having an open mind and being okay with failure. Because like I was saying, even in my interviews, like, oh yeah, like failure's a good thing and like, the things that we want to say, but like at the same time, failure does suck. So
Yeah.
like I think just try again, have some grace. Failure is so inevitable in this process. Because I also thought too when I first started, oh, I'll probably get a job in 15 days. Like I know that I can do this, but like it's harder than you think. So just be okay with the failure. Go with the punches, even though that some of them may knock you out, and also try to have fun with it. Like show your personality. And I again also thought I didn't think people weren't gonna like me for who I am, but you always kind of want to hide who you are in the beginning,
Mhm.
just to be professional. And I think just try to be authentic in yourself, and that will really, really send you on a good path as well.
So encouraging. Like I know there's people listening right now that needed to hear that because
Yeah.
they're about to give up. They're really questioning themselves. They're feeling insecure about the whole process. So thank you. It's really encouraging. And Savannah, I'll just let the scoreboard speak. I mean, 90K, 45 days with one of the best companies in SaaS. Come
Yes.
on.
Woo!
Congratulations. I'm so proud
Thank
of you.
you. Thank you so much. This truly, it was like just me and you. It was like the best decision I made for myself. Like
Mm.
I, well, I won't do it here, but like I have called my mom all throughout this entire process, being like emotional of how much this has changed my life. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that episode of the Breaking Into Tech Sales podcast. Savannah is a freaking animal. She's going to crush at Snowflake. And yeah, I'm just really proud of everything she accomplished. Now, if you are like Savannah was, you're nervous, you don't know where to start with tech sales, you're not sure how you're going to break in, well, I'm here to help. I've got 2 resources for you linked below. One of them is my free guide that shows you step by step how to land great tech sales interviews and great offers. And if you're someone who just wants to go figure it out on your own, you're not really in a rush, check that out. But for the people that want to do what Savannah did and land a great job at a great company in just 38 days right now is our average, I've got another link down there for you to meet with my team. And what my team will do is talk to you about your background, your goals, and figure out if you're someone that would be a good fit to work with me personally, one-on-one, just like Savannah did. Now, there is an investment to this, but just like Savannah said, it's up to you to choose your hard, where it's like, do you want to go try this for the next 6 months to a year of your life? Or do you want to guarantee that you're doing everything you need to be doing and on average securing a role in 38 days? And what I'm willing to do for you guys, because you're faithful listeners to the podcast, is I want to throw in a 90-day guarantee where if we decide to work together, I deem that you're a good fit for my coaching program and you're ready to rock and roll, and you don't land a job you're happy with in 90 days, of working together, assuming you're doing everything I need you to do, I'm actually going to give you your investment back. That's how confident I am in my process, what we do here at Sword, and how confident I am that if you put in the work, you're going to get the result you want. So either way, we're here to help. Just click the links below to get the kind of help you need. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. Hopefully you won't even be listening to it anymore because you'll have a job by then. God bless.